Hello everybody, and welcome to a game called Memories Dogma Code 1. Just released on Steam not too long ago. Price was pretty good. I think it was now $15 or so, not too bad. Game seemed like would be enjoyable. The artwork looks really nice. I like the little piano music that plays in the title. So you know what? Oh wait, tips. No tips. Okay, thank you, game. Language. English or Japanese, well, of course. Let's just start. Do you still remember 3 years ago on this day what you were doing, who you were with, and where you were? No controller support. That's disappointing. Thank God for the keyboard. There's practically no one who would be able to answer that fast on the spot. I mean, I can't even remember where it was last week. Human memories are constantly being written and rewritten. Kind of like a hard drive. Sometimes the order of information gets mixed up, or the events themselves are recorded incorrectly inside the database that is the human brain. It's possible to tell when memories will be updated or deleted, and it's uncertain whether or not someone's recollection of a certain event is even correct or not. The more one tries to remember, the more they find themselves forgetting. And yet a simple sound, smell, or object could become the trigger to help recall even the vaguest of memories vividly. I recalled years ago someone mentioned to me that smell was the strongest memory recaller. If you smelled something, you could vividly remember things you might have otherwise forgotten. Interesting how that works. These collection of memories, a vague amalgamation, my apologies. Let's try again. These collections of memories, a vague amalgamation of information itself, are what allows humans to say with certainty, I am me. Why are you you? There aren't many things you could say to answer that. My own experiences, the words left behind by long dead men that I've read, the words someone spoke that I then assimilated as my own. A combination of all that is why I think I am me is the only real answer you can come up with. However, all these are nothing but your own experiences. The moment information transmitted by someone else is received by you, you filter it through your own perception, and it becomes your own experience. For example, I could go to a concert. My experience would be looking at the stage. The person on the stage experience would be looking at the audience and performing. The same area, but vastly different experiences. Everything becomes assimilated as your experience, and that information then gets recorded as your memories. Then would that not mean that a person's self is comprised of only their memories and nothing more? If that really is true, then what about her? As I open my eyelids, I can see the scenery above me dyed a deep crimson. The faint scent of antiseptic tickles in my nostrils. I never liked that smell. Cool. I raise my head a little to make sure my body still functions. First thing that enters my vision is the AR display. What does AR mean? Oh, I'm not going to remember what it means. I've heard it. A translucent screen filled with various numbers and words, all of it foreign to myself. Next I can see my body. Yep, that's me, alright. Or at least I think it's me. Who knows? tucked into some sterile sheets with only my arms poking out of it. My left wrist is wrapped in a white bandage. The hospital, huh? I've seen the scenery many times before. My hazy consciousness slowly starts to grow clearer as I recognize the sound of someone clacking away on a keyboard. Very noisily, might I add. I look towards the direction of the sound and I see my friend Amayima Kakaru sitting at my bedside engrossed in his old laptop. He notices me looking at him and raises his face from the monitor. Yo.
なんだよ、その新規臭い顔は。俺がここにいるのがそんなに不満か?
I literally said nothing. Stop putting words in my mouth.
今日は何月何日だ?
It is the 14th of November, 2016. Probably not the date in the game, but...
2030年8月26日だ.
I was so close.
お前がこの病院に搬送されてから。
そうか。
It's the future. I failed again. Why do I always fail? I mutter as I stare at my bandaged left wrist. Hearing me, Kakaru lets out a dry laugh.
お前って懲りねえよな。
なんだよ。
リストカットは数ある自殺手段の中でも一番確実性が少ないやり方だって前回も忠告してやっただろ。
前回もお前が通報したんだろ。
ったく、こっちの身にもなれって。せっかくの夏休みが台無しじゃんか。
I tried to kill myself, man. Stop making this all about you.
ほっといてくれ。お前はお前
Exactly.
で勝手に夏休みを満喫していればいいんだ。
I never asked you to save me.
それができてりゃ、ここまでお前との腐れ縁が続いてねえよ。
悪かったな。
悪いと思うんなら、今度線形代数のレポート手伝いよな。
You know I don't know algebra. We both laugh bitterly at that.
なあ、ヒロキ。
What's up? Kakaru looks at me with a serious gaze.
ん?
お前さ、そんなに空野ちゃんの元へ行きたいのか?
I don't know who that is. I avert my gaze and stare out the window. So this is how my saga ends. The world is so beautiful. Serrano. Mizunashi Serrano. The girl I'd spent 3 years of my life with. Last month she suddenly died. Tragic, really. According to the police, she suddenly jumped out of an alleyway and into a passing car near Fushu Park. Ever since I heard the news, I've tried cutting my wrists multiple times. I simply pressed down on my left wrist.
どうだろうな。自分でもよくわからない。ただ、突然空野に呼ばれてるような感覚に陥る時があるんだ。
I put more pressure into the hand that's pressing down. I feel a slight sensation of pain run through my body. Doing this lets me feel at least a little closer to Serrano. Kakaru continues staring at me for a bit, then suddenly touches his left wrist. Not because he cut his wrist like me, but to start up his MRD. Whatever that is. Ooh. Mobile Augmented Reality Device, or MRD for short. It's the very latest model of portable terminals. Looks like a bangle, so you can wear it on your arms. You can use it to listen to music or kill time playing mobile games. But using AR virtual holographic display to surf the web or call people are its primary functions. Oh, I know what AR stands for. Augmented reality. Suddenly clicked. The National Identification System was abolished 2 years ago, so all personal information is managed by your MRD as well. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go over very well. You can also use it to make electronic payments at convenience stores, train stations, and the like. Also serves as identification to get into certain facilities, or when you need proof to of identity to request certain services. And all that information stored in one thing means you're going to be absolutely screwed if you ever lose it. There's almost no one in Japan who doesn't have one. Why is that one all... I can click on it. Oh, that's cool. That's the tips. That's what I want. My number system. Okay. It's like a social security number for individual citizens. Well, like different kind of social security number, I should say. The only people who walk around with old laptops like Kakeru are enthusiasts or people who need one for work. Interesting. An AR display showing a website pops up in front of me.
見ろ。
これは
コネクトセンター。知っての通り、亡くなった人たちの記憶が電子化され、保存されている場所だ。
Oh, that's cool.
ああ
The Connect Center. The chain of events that led to its founding are, in some sense, a dark chapter in our history. 3 years ago, a certain university's research succeeded in electronically transcribing and preserving a person's memories using a technology called e-memory. This should have been a groundbreaking invention that would have helped humanity greatly in their daily lives. However, contrary to expectations, e-memory started being used for criminal purposes. For example, some people use it to electronically copy a person's memories without permission and then to spy on their lives. Then that information would be sold to people with more perverse motives for their entertainment. People who found enjoyment from such things realized that there was nothing else that could compare and sought after even more stimulating memories. In the end, the worst thing imaginable ended up happening. People were kidnapped, subjected to violent acts, and their memories of that experience were uploaded onto the internet for sick people's amusement. It was an event that came to be called the Nightmare Memory Incident. The ringleaders behind this atrocity were arrested, but the government took a hard stance after this incident and made the copying of living humans' memories illegal. Because I'm sure that stopped criminals before. Then, after trying to find a solution to making e-memory safe and useful, the government created a facility to store the memories of dead people, the Connection Center. At the Connection Center, you can access the memories of the dead and speak with them. You can hear the voices of your dead family, friends, and loved ones. In a way, they're always with you.
記憶の保存期限が死後49日と決められていることは、お前も知ってるよな。
49 days, doesn't seem like a very long time.
ああ
What's the point?
空野ちゃんが亡くなったのは先月の13日。
Oh no.
記憶が伝送されるのは今月の31日。つまり、空野ちゃんの記憶と話ができるのはもう1週間もないんだよ。
Well, we gotta go. Digitoning of memories, simply put, it's just deleting the data. In other words, the government's basically telling the people left behind that they have this long to get over it.
空野ちゃんの記憶がこの世からなくなってしまう前に声を聞いてみたらどうだ?
I'm gonna make it worse when you think about it. If you want to get over someone, hearing their voice one last time is just gonna cling on to false hopes, you know? I don't know. Maybe there's a way to bring them back, who knows? I don't know. I mean, if you could transplant your memories into someone else, then aren't they theoretically the same person?
そうすればお前の中でわだかまってる何かがおどけるかもしれないだろ?
Yeah, but you can't like talk to them, can you? You're just hearing their memories, right?
それはそうかもしれない
It'd be like listening to like an answering machine or something. Hesitation. Why didn't I stop Serrano back then? Why did I let her die? Still can't forgive myself, even now. Ignoring me, he's gone silent. Kakeru stretches his hand towards my pillow and stops my MRD, which is lying on the bedside table. He picks it up and places it before me.
とにかく建物の前まで行ってみようぜ。ほら。
Oh, all right.
いや、
But I'm not gonna enjoy it.
いいから、ほら。
Aren't I in the hospital? I can just get up and go whenever I want. I hesitate for a bit, but I eventually reach out and take my MRD back from Mami. Mamma mia. Oh god. I'm not sure if I was fortunate or not, but while I was unconscious, they'd been pumping food into my stomach and had me on an IV. So even though I was still a bit out of it, sneaking out of the hospital didn't prove very difficult. The connection center here in Tokyo is only a short walking distance away from the Fuchu station, the station closest to here. Seems that there was a grand opening ceremony for it when it opened 2 years ago. It's about a 30-minute walk from the hospital I've been taken to. Not too bad.
風がちょっとだけ涼しいな。
Ah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day.
そうか。
そうだよ。ここ数日はずっと暑かったじゃん。
For a while now, I haven't even taken note of things like outside temperature.
この道さ、通るのは結構久しぶりなんだよな、俺。
ああ、俺もだ。
It's been a long time. Until just a while ago, me, Kakeru, and Serrano, we all used to walk down the street. I absentmindedly continued to reminisce about the past. About the time before I met Kakeru and Serrano. Flashback time? Oh yeah. Is it gonna be a sepia tone? Kinda, not really, alright. I moved here to Fuchu City around the time I entered high school. In order to run away from my problems, I came here to live alone. I forgot what the reason for it was, or if there even really was a reason to begin with, who knows. But it all started around my last year of middle school. My classmates started distancing themselves from me. The people who I thought were my friends started ignoring me. I don't even think they were aware of the fact that they were distancing themselves from me. Eventually, it just started feeling like they were making fun of me. If I ever asked about it, they'd just joke around and deny it. As time went on, they stopped even joking around when I asked, and their words took on a nastier tone. In the beginning, I simply tried to ignore their harsh words. But one day, I couldn't stand it anymore. What the hell? One day I shouted that at the classmates who I thought were my friends. My shout reverberated across the room, and the whole class went silent. They're shocked. I got really embarrassed after that. Why did I have to yell so loudly? Was yelling going to get my point across? Thinking back on it now, I was probably just hoping to be saved, you know? I wanted people to realize that I was still there, that I still existed. No one likes being invisible. I wanted someone to understand the depths of my suffering, anyone. My friends were silent for a bit before awkwardly looking away. Then with an annoyed tone, they told me, "Don't talk to us anymore." That's what they said, yeah. I don't get it. I couldn't understand. I wanted someone to tell me why, at least what happened. Why the rift? But no one would. No one cared. So I kind of let it all happen. My existence had been deemed unnecessary by them. I was left with a profound feeling of loneliness, all the way up until the graduation ceremony. And at the same time, my relationship with my parents also began to fall apart. I didn't find out why until much later, but anyone could see that my mother's actions were getting stranger by the day. Soon enough, She had trouble even doing basic household chores, and eventually she was hospitalized. My father's job required him to transfer often, so even during elementary school I switched schools quite often. Constant moving around kept on increasing the burden on my mom, and in the end I think that's what broke her. I wonder how long she had to endure the constant worrying. Did my mom have to suffer the same kind of abuse that I did from my friends in middle school? I wonder sometimes. Only she knew, though. If only I could read people's thoughts. If I'd known about the sorrow she kept in her heart, you know, I don't know, maybe things wouldn't have ended up that way, who knows? My father agreed instantly when I brought the idea up of living alone. I'm sure he was exhausted from dealing with my mother's condition as well. I wonder what my father was thinking the day I left home. Because of what I've experienced in middle school, I didn't really feel like talking to anyone in high school. I mean, why go through all that pain again? I mean, who are friends anyway? Even if I was able to get along with someone, who knows when they'd turn on me again? Everyone else did. That's why I thought it'd be pointless to try and build any new relationships at all. Loneliness isn't so bad. I was done with being told, "We don't need you anymore," from people I thought were my friends. The pain from being alone after being rejected is far worse than the pain of being alone from the very beginning. Very soon I found myself as the loner in the class. First people to talk to a loner like me were Kikari and Serrano. A familiar building comes into view and my thoughts return to the present. A white brickwork building, the cake shop, Zalkova. Zalkova? You can see a faint orange glow spilling out from the doorway today as well.
はあ、ゼルコバか。そういえば、テストかなんかあった後の打ち上げはいっつもここのケーキだったよな。
俺はケーキの味よりもお前らにケーキをおごったことばかり思い出すけどな。
We used to have contests to see who would score the highest of our final exams, and the loser would treat everyone to cake. Not a bad deal. The one who proposed that contest was, well, me. I like cake. You know, I thought it'd be something fun, you know, to get more motivated to do well on tests. I remember back then Kikari was super pumped up to do it, but Serrano was kindly trying to refuse. I only learned that they were among the top of our class later on. I'm sure you can imagine the test results. So every time we had exams, one way or another, we'd all end up agreeing to the contest, and of course, I was the one who ended up treating everyone every time. And it was a terribly nostalgic memory. The cakes weren't bad, though.
やっぱ根に持ってる？仕方ねえよな。空野ちゃんは常に学年トップだったし。
お前も全然解けなかったとかほざきながらいつもサクッといい点取りやがって。
ひろきはさ、本気になってなかっただけなんだよ。
そうか。俺はいつでもそれなりに本気のつもりだったけど。
いや、空野ちゃんもよく言ってたじゃん。ヒロ君が後ろの席の時はどの瞬間から根に入ったかすぐ分かっちゃうんだよって。
そうだったか。
言ってた。ヒロ君ってば相当な居眠り精神だよって。
That sounds like her. What kind of conversations did we even have back then? How unmotivated of a person was I? I honestly don't remember any of it at all. But there's one thing I can say for sure. I was truly happy during the times I was with Serana. Then, on that day, those happy times were destroyed.
Hiro君と私はもう会わない方がいいと思う。
What? Oh no. Why is she saying these things? We're gonna find out in the next episode of Memories Dogma Code 1. Take it easy.